If you're booking an MSC cruise, there are 10 mistakes that catch people out every single week. They're not dramatic mistakes, but they affect dining, spending, entertainment, and how the ship actually operates. MSC Cruises work slightly differently to P&O Cruises, Princess, or Royal Caribbean. If you board expecting it to run the same way as your last cruise, that's usually where confusion starts. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 common MSC cruise mistakes and how to avoid them so you know exactly what to expect before you step on board. One of the biggest mistakes people make with MSC happens before they even board. MSC doesn't just sell cabins, it sells 3 different booking tiers. Bella is the entry-level experience. You still get your cabin, main dining, buffet, and entertainment. Nothing is removed in terms of the core cruise. But flexibility is more limited. Cabin selection is usually assigned, and dining time may be less flexible depending on availability. Fantastica adds more control. Typically, you can choose your cabin location at booking, and you have more flexibility around dining time requests. There may also be small service enhancements depending on the ship. Aurea sits above that. This often includes additional benefits, like access to thermal areas on certain ships, priority boarding, and sometimes more flexible dining arrangements. Now here's the mistake. People book the cheapest option without checking what changes operationally. If you don't care where your cabin is and you're happy with assigned dining, Bella might be absolutely fine. But if you prefer more flexibility or value some of the Aurea perks, booking the wrong tier can create avoidable frustration. Another mistake I see regularly is assuming that because it is your first MSC cruise, you will start at the lowest loyalty tier. MSC operates the Voyagers Club loyalty program, and they offer a status match. That means if you already hold status with another cruise line, airline, or hotel group, MSC may match it. For example, if you have cruised frequently with P&O Cruises, Princess, Royal Caribbean, or another major line and hold loyalty status there, you can apply online before your MSC sailing. If approved, you could board your first MSC cruise with mid-level or even higher tier benefits already applied. Depending on the level matched, this can include priority boarding, discounts on packages, onboard offers. The key point is that this must be done before you sail. The mistake is not checking whether you qualify and leaving benefits unused. If you already have cruise loyalty elsewhere, it takes a few minutes to apply. For regular cruisers, it can add genuine value without costing anything. One of the most common misunderstandings on MSC is how the main dining system operates. When you board the ship, you are allocated a specific dining time, a specific restaurant, and a specific table number before your first evening meal. On most sailings, the 2 main dining times are 5:30 and 8 o'clock. Your assigned time, restaurant name, and table number are printed directly on your cruise card. Passengers who have cruised with other cruise lines sometimes assume they can adjust this later in the week or arrive at a different time. On MSC, the system is pre-allocated. If you are not happy with your assigned dining time, you can request a change. The important point is that this should be done on embarkation day. That is when availability is at its most flexible and when changes are easiest to make. On my sailing, I was initially allocated the 8 o'clock sitting. I went to the dining desk on embarkation day and requested the 5:30 sitting instead. It was changed without issue. Had I waited until later in the cruise, availability would likely have been more limited. Also, shared tables are common on MSC. If you strongly prefer a private table, request it early. Don't assume it's automatic. The mistake is assuming it works like open dining on other cruise lines and leaving it too late to make adjustments. MSC runs entirely cashless on board. Even if you added your card during online check-in, I always recommend confirming it once on board. On many MSC ships, there are self-service kiosks near the atrium. It takes less than 2 minutes to insert your card and confirm. If you don't do this, your onboard spending can be restricted. I've seen people go to order drinks and get told their account isn't active yet. It's avoidable. Do it straight after muster. Then you won't think about it again for the rest of the cruise. This is one of the biggest misunderstandings. MSC ships vary significantly by class and age. On some newer ships, theatre shows must be reserved through the app. On older ships, you can walk straight in. On some ships, the app is essential for booking and daily planning. On others, it's useful but not critical. The atmosphere also varies depending on itinerary. A Northern Europe sailing can feel very different from a short Mediterranean cruise. The mistake is assuming that the same rules applies to every ship. Always research your exact vessel, search the ship name, look at the deck plan, check if show reservations are required. MSC isn't uniform in the way some other cruise brands are. MSC is genuinely international. You will hear multiple languages on board. Announcements may be multilingual. Dining patterns often reflect European habits. If you're expecting a purely British or American atmosphere, that difference can feel noticeable at first. The mistake is boarding with the expectation that it will feel like a UK or US cruise line, and then misinterpreting the atmosphere because it operates differently. MSC runs as a European brand with a broad passenger mix. Seating areas are larger, and because of that, people use the space more fluidly. MSC's base fare includes your cabin, main dining room, buffet, and entertainment. If you plan to buy a drinks package or Wi-Fi, it is usually cheaper to purchase it in advance rather than waiting until you are on board. When you board, you will likely see crew offering things like drink packages and specialty dining. That is normal. The mistake is assuming you need all of it. You already have a significant amount included in your fare. Decide in advance what actually suits your style of cruising, and you will not feel pressured when those offers are presented. Another common misunderstanding on MSC is expecting a printed daily planner to appear in your cabin each evening. The daily schedule are accessed through the MSC For Me app. The same applies to restaurant menus. In the main dining room, menus are accessed via QR code. If you would rather have a printed menu, you can ask, and it will be provided. But it is not automatically placed on the table, in the same way some other cruise lines operate. The mistake is assuming everything will be delivered physically to your cabin or handed to you. Entertainment on MSC has a particular format, and it helps to understand that before you board. Evening theatre shows are usually around 30 to 35 minutes long. They are often music-led and visual, with strong singers, dancers, lighting and staging, rather than a full story running from beginning to end. You are less likely to see stand-up comedy as a main theatre feature, and there are generally fewer traditional quiz-style events compared to some British sailings. What MSC does consistently is live music. Most bars and lounges have musicians performing throughout the evening. The entertainment is spread across multiple venues rather than focused on one long theatre show. On sea days, there are often additional afternoon performances in the theatre, including guest singers and other acts. Themed nights are also a significant part of the onboard experience. White Night is widely attended, and other themed evenings such as 70s or tropical nights are common depending on the itinerary. The mistake is boarding, expecting one long musical-style show each night, and measuring everything against that. MSC delivers shorter theatre shows, alongside live music across the ship. Some MSC ships use destination elevators. You select your deck before entering. The system assigns you a lift. If you've never used that system, embarkation day can feel chaotic. Also, midship lifts are busier. Aft lifts are often quicker. Walk the ship on day one. Learn the lift locations. It makes sea days far easier. If you avoid those 10 mistakes, your MSC cruise will already feel much smoother. But there's one decision that can change your entire onboard bill. Do you actually need an MSC drinks package? And which one makes financial sense? That's exactly what I break down in my next video, where I go through MSC drinks packages properly, what's included, what isn't, and when you'll actually break even. Click on screen now, because that decision alone can save you far more than any of the mistakes we've just covered.